Hi ladies and gentlemen, I am back today with a different type of video. Um, Often I see that y'all enjoy my videos showing the process of doll making, and so I thought I'd do a quick video and show you what I'm working on. Right here, if y'all remember, I did sculpt and pour and make the mold for my first silicone baby. So here is the first step, one of the first steps. This is the clay head that I sculpted, baked and painted here, just for emphasis. You put paint on him. So there is the sculpted head that I sculpted out of clay. And beside him, that is the finished product. That is the head that I poured into silicone, and what you won't see here is the actual mold, but y'all seen that before. Anyway, I was just trying to show you for reference. So what I'm doing today is I'm actually sculpting limbs for Beloved. This is Beloved here. This is him in his silicone form, and I did take him off his body because it was driving me crazy. I really cannot bond well with cuddle babies, so I took his head off of the body, and I am in the process of sculpting his limbs. And he's a bigger baby, so he's a large newborn, or 0 to 3 month size. So I just want to show you. I know this looks funny. These are vinyl limbs that I'm just kind of using, to look at, not to copy, of course, but just to look at for reference, like the position of limbs and stuff. So the first thing you do when you're sculpting is you make a wire, and tinfoil armature, and that goes underneath. So this is what these are. The wire, the foil is, you just, make the shape of whatever you're doing. Like for the head, you would make a shape of a ball or an egg shape, and that's what you would start with, and you would cover it with clay, and then it's quite a process. But here, I've already made the shape of the legs, and these are the legs here. You might be able to kind of tell better. They would go like this. They're going to be full body. I know they do not look like legs yet. Look like little chicken drumsticks. So that's how the leg would lay. And of course, the foot is not attached. Where you see that little metal at the bottom, that wire coming out, that's where I will attach the foot. But of course, the foot is not attached or made. So you can see how it looks kind of lumpy and bumpy right now. I just covered these aluminum foil armatures with the clay, so I've just got the clay on. So these are the two legs, and this is kind of how they would sit. You can see they're bowing in, and they're going to be full legs, so they would sit on the baby like this. And then I'm still got to do the feet, and here is going to be the arms, and right now they look like little sausages. This is one arm, and it's going to sit off. It's going to be full, so here is where it's going to be attached, where my thumb is, onto the side of the baby. They're going to be full arms. Here's the other one, has a little bend to it. And I will be attaching hands and sculpting hands separate. Where the loops are of wire, that's where the hand and the feet will go. So what you do, like you've already made the aluminum armatures. And then how you would start is, here is the clay. It's just polymer clay. You can see big chunks of it. What you do is you cut it and you put it into this, and you crank it out. And once you do that, you actually condition it with your hands. You just go over and over and squish it between your hands so it gets softer. And then you do that for a little while, and then you put it back in here. And this is like it's a clay conditioner, or it's similar to a pasta roller. So you put it back in after you condition it with your hands for a little while. Then you put it back in and you roll it out, and this what comes out, flat piece. And this is what I lay over the aluminum armatures. So I lay this over those. If you can see that, I lay this over those and smooth it on. So that's what, and some of the tools I use to smooth it on is this. This is just very rough. As you can see, I use this wooden tool to smooth it on and lay it over the armatures. This is cuts the when you want to just cut a chunk off, you cut it there, and it's a thin piece of metal. So I just want to show you that. And then so this is very rough, so that's why it doesn't even look like limbs yet. But that's how the legs would kind of lay, like this. If you can imagine the body right here. So this would be his knee. I haven't even sculpted anything, so I haven't sculpted any details on it. I basically just laid the clay on the pieces is what I'm doing. And so I'll probably lay another layer, smooth all this out to make it really smooth. And I will put probably another layer of clay on there. And then once I put that second layer, then I will go in and start doing the details like the knees and the creases and stuff to make it look more like this. So as you see, I've got a long way to go. Of course, I'm not copying that leg. I'm just using it to see how it bends and stuff like that, because the legs are going to be fairly straight, but they're a much bigger leg than this is. This is a preemie leg, and the legs I'm making are going to be 0 to 3 months. So there we go. That's just an example of, just wanted to show you a day in the life of a silicone doll maker. So there's Beloved's 2 heads, his clay head, and this is his clay sculpture where the mold I made from, and this is actually, he's poured into silicone. Here, I'll give you a better look at him. So there he is. Mr. Beloved is getting his limbs made, so I'm making him his limbs, and there he is. And he does look a lot like, I call him Godfather, a baby Godfather, Victor Corleone. So there he is. He's a handsome little fellow. He's got big cheeks. So we're making him some good sized limbs because he's a big baby. So we're making it, and I just wanted to see if you could see the difference between the clay and the silicone. And he is far from perfect, but I'm happy with him for my first ever sculpture, and made the mold and poured him into silicone. So I'm happy with him, even though, you know, he's far from perfect, but I made him with lots of love. And it was really enjoyable. I really had a great time making him, like every night, especially with her face. I don't think it'll be quite the same with his limbs, but especially with the face, he would transform every night when I would work on his face, and I have pictures to show all the transformations that his face made. And Casey was watching me every night. I would send her pictures, so she got to see the transformation. So it's quite different. Maybe one day, after I get him complete with his limbs and stuff poured, I'll show the pictures of the transformation from a ball of clay to what he is now, which is a chubby little baby boy. Anyway, this is all I want to show you today. So I thought it might be interesting for y'all to see how silicone doll making, some of the steps of it. It's a lot of hard work, and I would say it takes, you know, when you paint a root vinyl, it may take, 20, 30 hours, something like that, to do one baby. But when you're sculpting, it really shows me appreciation for the hard work that sculptors put in to their creations, because it takes hundreds of hours. I would believe hundreds of hours and sometimes years to sculpt, especially a full body doll, a full body baby. Anyway, this is all I want to show you today, and I hope you are well and blessed. And I will be back with some more videos of some of my babies. I think I might show my silicone twins again and do a changing video with them next. So stay safe, stay blessed, and I appreciate each and every one of you.